Welcome back to Let's Play Umineko When They Cry. In the last episode, chaos ensued. Blech. A single man thought to be an associate assisted her in her escape. Yeah. Fuck. Is this character and this character going into a war or something? Has nothing to do with me. Some matcha near the future for you as well. That is terrifying. I only assume that's as terrifying as her matcha. Yeah, things are gonna get bad. We're not out of the city, which kinda means we're still in danger. Why? Why? Why can't you just let us do things? Please, I don't want to drink or eat or whatever your matcha. I really hope we don't see her ever again, but we probably will. We'll say it's true for now. He has a history, we'll just say that. Oh. So, the whole time he was telling the truth. What's going on is we're getting the fuck out of here before the Sumura family finds you. Because that's the only way we're gonna go back to Rokunjima and have fun with all the witches, I assume. This game's a fickle sometimes. I sometimes have weird fast transitions and I don't know why. Might be my computer. It did just update without my consent. You know, as it does. Thanks, Windows. This weird water tea is good. Hopefully it diluted the 20 fucking grams of sugar it had. I'm still miffed that I didn't notice that. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, for the longest time I've cut down on sugar and started exercising more. It's been about a year since I've started, and I'm happy with the results. The only thing, though, is that I can't enjoy myself with candy or sweets or anything. But that is for another day. As right now, we're just trying to get the fuck out of the city before the Sumura family finds us, because of course it can't be easy. On one end, you're getting fucked over by Eva, sending her off to a fucking school for all eternity, where she's fucking bullied and, you know, no one talks to her. Then in the fucking present, after she's dead, fucking Sumura family comes over and it's like, hey, fuck you! Come down to the basement where we'll serve you quote-unquote tea! It's like, well, fuck! By that point, I'm pretty much screwed. Then in the fucking meta world, you have Bottler, who fucking doesn't even know who you are, and you have Beatrice that you're trying to fight, just trying to figure out what the fuck happened on Rogunjima. Gosh damn, Angie has a sucky life! I do not envy Angie at all. Speaking of that, hello Birkenstale. Well, thanks! You got very interested. So, it seems, and it's not surprising, but Birkenstale works using fragments. Fragments of the past, the present, not the future, but that is very akin to how she acted in, well, Higurashi. As you remember, well, if you read Higurashi, Rika and Hanyu interact with fragments, different worlds. So it's no stretch to think that Birkenstone, who is formed from Rika's, from the past Rika's consciousness, would act the same. In fact, for the longest time, I called her the Witch of Fragments, but apparently that's not her name. Her name is the Witch of Miracles. I honestly like Fragments better, but I can get behind Miracles. You are free to believe that the cat in the box is dead or alive. Yes, Schrodinger's cat box. We've already discussed Schrodinger's cat box, but for those of you who've skipped a lot of episodes or wasn't listening, Schrodinger's cat is basically the idea that something can and cannot exist at the same time because you can't see it. It basically asks the question of if there's a cat in a box with radium. There's a possibility that the cat is dead, but there's also a possibility that the cat is alive. This can be applied to pretty much anything, and it's being applied right now to Umineko. The way that I see things, it can be a human culprit, or it also can be a witch culprit. We won't know until the truth is revealed. As long as the truth isn't denied, it keeps its form. That is essentially what happens. It's very important that Angie learns this. She needs to learn everything from Hempel's Raven to Schrodinger's box to Devil's Proof. If she has any chance of battling Beatrice. Because it has taken Bottler 3 games, and in one game he almost lost. I thought it was a good ending, too. I almost lost. I was almost fooled into believing that it was a good end. As long as you don't know what happens, that is a truth that can't exist. 12 years ago in Rogunjima, something happened. Whether it's Beatrice, Eva, or if this chapter is true, if it was someone else. Remember, the chapters change, and because they change... Basically, the way that Umineko works is only the 2 days on Rogunjima change. That is the only time that anything changes. Everything before Rokunjima is set in stone, and depending on what happens, Rokunjima is like the basic principle of the many worlds interpretation. But imagine the many worlds interpretation spreading out from one fixed point. That fixed point was set in stone. That one fixed point happens right at October 3rd. But from October 4th to October 5th, many things change throughout Rokunjima, and because of that, their futures are very unclear. This energy is from the Chapter 3 future. In Chapter 3, Ushiromiya Eva killed everyone on Rokunjima. Whether she was Eva Triss or she was herself, that remains to be a mystery. However, we don't really have to worry about that because that's a new chapter. See, here's the thing, and I think I can get around Dr. Nanjo's death by saying this. It doesn't matter that he died in Chapter 3. Why? Because it's a future that ended with a failure. When we go into Chapter 4, Chapter 5, and so on and so forth, that mystery doesn't matter anymore. That's just nitpicking by that point. In order to get through this, we have to look at the bigger picture. Dr. Nanjo's death was a big strong point in the witch's proof that she exists. But we can look past that and have big proof that she doesn't exist. Remember all those times that we stated that it could have been her? Well, those were big points in our feud. Never before have we been able to pinpoint someone as the murderer. So Chapter 3 is left up in the air. But, fuck Chapter 3! We're gonna move on from Chapter 3. Because Chapter 3 is over, we can continue onward and just focus on Chapter 4, Chapter 5, those specific chapters. Until Chapter 3 is brought up again, we don't really need to worry about it. And when it's brought up again, hopefully we'll have more evidence. Because if we try and think about it now, then we're going to be screwed over and we're going to reach a dead end. But if we look at it from another point of view later on when more evidence is given, then we'll have a better point of view and a much better point of reference to go off of. For example, it stated that only 18 people existed on the island. Are we absolutely sure about that? It was stated in red, but as we've seen before, multiple people have came and gone from Rokunjima. The idea that 18 people exist... No, that doesn't even work, because she listed them by name. Dr. Nanjo is a very interesting scenario that we have to get past. But, if I give up now, it means that we're fucked. So the idea is, how do we go from here to fight the witches? Because they're going to bring up Dr. Nanjo multiple times. I just want to focus on one chapter at a time, and then at the very end, bring everything together. But if they want to bring back Chapter 3 in the future, then I have to have a plan of attack against these witches. Hopefully Bottler and Angie will as well. Ironically, those conspiracy theories were correct. Oh! Holy shit! Hold on! The wine bottle that floated with a letter and it drifted ashore several years later, the message bottle painted over the theory that made things turn into the occult theory. That might be referencing the letter that Maria left from Chapter 1. But that's impossible! Right? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute! No. No. That has to be another word. They have to be talking about a different scenario. Because that's Chapter 1. This is Chapter 3's Angie. Maybe they hopped over and looked at it, because if that's the case, if that's not the case actually, then that means these chapters are interconnected. Which is impossible! I don't fucking care how strenuous you have to be, 07. You can't kill everyone and then revive them and kill them again and have the same shit happen after October 5th. You can't have Maria's bottle and at the same time have Eva alive. Whatever, I'm missing the big picture. I have to read what they're talking about. I need to slow down. People have criticized me in the past for not slowing down and reading. Sometimes I get ahead of myself. Can only be observed by Angie Beatrice. Message and bottle information observed the future after 1986. Cannot be observed by Beatrice or Bottler, can only be observed... Oh. So Angie can look into the future using Birken's... Well, no, we're using her own power. You can't see things in 3 dimensions with only one eye. You know, right there, that fucking line right there, story of my life. Story of my fucking life. You mean that while looking at it from a viewpoint of denying witches, you must also look at it from a viewpoint of accepting witches? Yeah, that's my fucking life right now. If you look at every single viewpoint, things become clear. I'm trying to work with Bottler to make his viewpoints also make sense, but I can accept that Evatrice killed everyone with magic. That bottle had to have been Maria's, because she left a note in a bottle. So, oh my gosh, wait a minute! Holy shit, I just realized the full extent of Angie's power. She's able to look into the future of Chapter 1, Chapter 2, and Chapter 3. That is her fucking power. That is the most useful power ever. I wish I fucking had that. Did you know how fucking useful that would be for Higurashi and Umineko combined? And for any other of 07's work? Just to be able to see what happens later? Holy shit! Alright. We're back to Rokenjima. We're gonna be a little bit iffy on 3 months to live. It could be 1 day. Good job, Dr. Namjo. You fuck me over when you die, and you fuck me over while you're alive. And you fuck everyone else over. Yeah, he had 3 months left last time. Yeah, actually... Why are you talking about him like, you know, hey, isn't it good that he's still alive? I mean, come on, guys. Let's at least wait for the guy to die before we talk about inheritance. Fucking vultures. I mean, it is true that you guys are in a financial desperation, but still. It's true. So, well, I don't... Okay. Yeah, the headache caused by Beatrice. I mean, it's kind of taboo, but... You know, if your parents are starting to get to that point, you and your siblings, if you have any, should probably start talking about what's going to happen when that day comes. I mean, it's hard, but it's best to be prepared. I don't know why it's disrespectful. It's planning. Maybe it's because my parents aren't in that position yet. Whatever, we're going to end this video off on that dark note. So until then, guys, I will see you guys in the next episode.